Hi boys and girls, Miss Couch here again. Today we're going to review our liquid volume and capacity. So today I'm going to teach you how do you estimate liquid volume, or remember from yesterday it's called capacity as well. So we have a few that we're going to do together, kind of talking a little bit more of how you would see that when you're measuring those out and what each of those lines represent. So let's look at one together. So as you see, I have a beaker here, or it's a container as well. Some things that we might notice is that it is filled. This is going to represent your water. You have your numbers 0, 5, 10, 15, and 20. So they are counting by fives here. So just like our clocks that we've been looking at as well, each of these numbers in between represent something else. So after 0, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 5 they're showing us. Then after 5, each of them represent 1. So you have 6, 7, 8, 9 until you get to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And you can see many different types of numbers in between. They might be counting by 10s. They might be counting by 20s. Sometimes they'll even show you counting by 100s. Here we're counting just by 5s, okay? So if I were to ask you how many liters filled this container, you would go up. This is our water line. Our water line is right here. So this is a representation of 10 liters here, okay? So what would happen if my water line has now raised? So it is not at the 5, 10, 15, or 20. So I have to see what those numbers represent in between. So I'm going to mark where my water line is. Okay, so I have my 0, 5, 10, 15. I'm going to count by my ones, just like as you would do in your, as we did on the clock with our time. So 15, 16, 17, 18. So this container has 18 liters of water in it. So let's try adding some of these together. All right, so let's try a few of these. So it says, find the total capacity represented and in the picture. So as you see, we have two of these containers. They're at two different levels of the amount that they are filled up. So our first one we're going to look at, these are counting. Notice that they're counting by 10. So we have 0, 10, 20, and 30. Same with our other one as well. So remember that we're using this blue to show us our water in it. So we need to mark off the very top of where the water touched. So it is after 10. So we're counting from 0 to 10. And each of these represent 1. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So our first container has 14 liters in it. Okay, 14 liters. Our next container, notice again that they are counting by your 10s, 0, 10, and 20. So it is above your 20 right here. Ooh. So we have 0, 10, 20 counting by ones, 21, and 22. So this one shows us our 22 liters. All right, but we're not finished yet. They want us to find the total capacity represented in the picture. So think to yourself, how can you find the total represented here? All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to add. So we have 22 liters plus 14 liters. That will give us our total amount. So we have 4 plus 2 gives us 4, 5, 6. And then we have 2 plus 1, which gives us 3. So our total amount that is represented here is 36 liters. All right, I'm going to have you try one more on your own before I let you go into your independent work. So here we have two that I want you to do on your own, and then pause it to solve. And then when you have solved, go ahead and push play and we'll go over these. So your first one, it says in 3 and 4, and I have one that's below here as well. It says, find the total capacity represented in each picture. So here you have these containers, and marked at the very top says your liters. Your next one is as followed. You have those two containers, and you can see where the blue is where the water is. So I'm going to leave this up here. Go ahead and push pause so that you can solve these. Remember, they're asking you for what is the total capacity represented in each picture. All right, so let's take a look at these. So here in number 3, remember we're looking for the total capacity. We have these filled to, each of these are filled to 1 liter. So if we were to add these up to find the total capacity, we would have 1 liter plus 2 liters plus 3 liters plus 4 liters. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals your 4 liters. So your total capacity in number 3 would be 4 liters. Our next one, looking at number 4, we have 2 of our containers here. One is filled all the way up to 1 liter, and then the other one is right here. It says 1/2 of a liter. So if we're adding these two together, you have 1 liter plus 1/2, which gives you 1.5 liters. All right, boys and girls, so what I want you to do is go into that independent work and work through those problems there. If you have any questions or you need to refer back to the video, you can. I also have included your anchor chart, which is behind me. It should be in your folders. When you are finished with this, go ahead and get into that quiz and do those select numbers to answer those. And remember, don't forget to hit submit.